Hello, teachers. How are you? Good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world, but like good day for you. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Sol, and I will be leading this. I will be leading this training today. We're going to be talking about how to plan games, fun games, for our lessons using AI. So welcome. Please write in the chat. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. What do you teach? Are you an elementary teacher? Do you teach in high school? Do you teach sciences? Do you teach math? Please let me know. I would love to learn a little bit more about yourself. So please introduce yourself in the chat. Maybe you will find someone from your same country, or maybe that also teaches the same subject or the same grade. So go ahead and introduce yourself. I would love to get to know you better. And today we're going to be talking, as I was sharing, about how to plan engaging lessons with games using AI. And like gamification is like one technique in the active methodologies. That is when we are trying to turn the classical, the classical uh, roles that teachers and students play. So we are used to in like traditional pedagogy, where is the teacher, the person that has all the knowledge, and it will be like exposing, and the student is only taking notes and trying to absorb, kind of like a sponge. But when we work with active methodologies, these roles a little bit like turn around a bit, and the student, as it says, active methodology is going to be actively participating, bringing their ideas, bringing their knowledges, their reflections, while the teacher is not like, okay, it's just going to be staying there, seeing what the student thinks. No, it's going to be more of a facilitator. So it's not going only to expose the knowledge and tell the student what they should learn, but actually being a facilitator in this learning journey. And one of these techniques that we can use to turn our classroom into an active classroom and using active methodology is games. And we can use this gamification, that is when we turn the knowledge, the content that we have to teach in the class into a game. And how do we do that? So this can be through storytelling, so we are bringing a story alongside the content, or it can be through challenges and rewards. And usually this helps us also to build collaboration and participation in the classroom, because not only just one student that is going to raise their hands and is going to answer a question, but actually there may be working in groups. They want to solve a problem. And we can foster collaboration and participation in the classroom using games. So there's a lot that we can gain from using active methodologies, and in this case specifically from using games. So from them uh, recapping the knowledge, absorbing it, bringing their ideas into the content so they can actually, understand and not just memorize. But we are also going to develop other skills, and like collaboration, teamwork, and especially foster participation among those more like shy students that sometimes they don't want to raise their hands, or they get nervous at a test. So games are a great environment for different students to feel comfortable, and for us to see where they are heading in their learning journey. And I'm seeing some comments starting to pop up in the chat. I see we have teachers here from high school. We have also, teachers from Nambia who teach biology. Laimi, hi Laimi, how are you? We have Nada from Lebanon, and she's an English language teacher and coordinator. Welcome, Nada. It's great to see you. Or we have teachers that teach social sciences. Amazing. Amazing. We have teachers. And if you want, right here in the chat for me, what's a topic that maybe you are teaching this week, or that you're going to teach in the upcoming weeks, and we can use it as an example during this training, okay? So drop here in the chat also if you want an example, like a topic that you're teaching now, and we can use it to kickstart this training. Before we start, I just want to really thank you for being here. I know how the schedule of a teacher is so rough sometimes, because it's not only just going to the classroom and giving the lesson, but also all the extra work that comes after and before the lesson. So from planning, grading, And that is usually work that has to be done after hours, or sometimes during the weekend. So thank you so much for being here in your free time, learning here with us. If at any point you have ideas or questions, put it in the chat, and we can collaborate here together and learn from each other. And I'm really excited about this topic that is games, that I think a lot of you probably like it too. Sometimes it's like the lessons that students like the most, Um, and I would love here also to remind you that this training has a free certificate. So no worries, you're going to be able to access your free certificate if you're participating live here. At the end of the training, I'm going to share a link. I'm going to drop a link in the chat, but it's going to be only at the end. So stay here, take a look if you haven't find the chat, if you haven't introduced yourself yet, take a look at where the chat is, because I'm going to share the link of the training at the end. I was almost going to sneeze. That's what I had, that pause. But yeah, I'm going to share the link of the certificate in the chat at the end of the training, okay? Let me here take a look. So let's go. We're going to use for this training this platform that is called Teachy.ai. Let me know here in the chat also if you use Teachy, if it's your first time using Teachy. This is like the face of the platform, is the homepage. Basically, Teachy is a platform that is designed for teachers, and where you can use as a workspace. So you can do everything from planning your lessons, your tests, also grade, give feedback to your students. So you can do everything inside this platform. And it's an AI that is trained for teachers. So it already has the national curriculum. It already will have methodologies that you can choose. It already has tools that are designed for the teachers. So you don't need to write a great prompt. Like, you don't need to be an expert on AI or prompting to have a great material, a great planning from Teachy, because we do that work beforehand to make it easier for you, and give you access to the best learning techniques, like in this case, gamification and active methodologies. So let's get started. So when we do a game, it's part of a lesson. It only makes sense inside the planning that we have already done. So let's start with that. We're going to start with the planning because it's like the first thing that we need to do. So let's do some planning. And then we're going to go to the actual games. All right. Oh, and really important, I'm using the free version of Teachy. You can access all of the tools inside Teachy and all the ones that I'm going to share here in the free version. Then throughout the training, I'll explain you how to use it for free, but no worries that I'm using the free version and you can use it too. Okay, so let's start with the planning. You will see here on top that you have this start planning, plan your semester in 5 minutes. Here you can plan many periods. Just click on start planning. And this is good so we can see, okay, where is this lesson, where is this game going to be located inside our lesson, okay? So when we do a game, it needs to be tied with our lesson in our planning. So we're going to start with that. And here it will show you a bit of what you're going to get. Just go with start planning. And here you can choose the dates that you're going to be planning. So let's see, I'm going to plan from next Monday. Let's do a month, okay, of planning. And that's about 4 or 5 weeks. Let's say I'm planning on Tuesday and Thursday. Then you click next. Here you can choose the subject. Probably you will see here I'm using the curriculum from the United States because I have located my profile from the United States. But if you're from Canada, from South Africa, you're probably going to get the grades and subject from your country. That's like already inside the platform. Let's say I'm a history teacher and let's choose the grade. So let's say the 7th grade. Here you have all the grades you can choose. If you already have a class of student, like you can put it in your calendar so you can send materials later to them, will be faster. So if you are integrating your students also inside Teachy, I suggest that you tie the lesson planning to that specific classroom of like the specific class of students. And then it was going to ask me, what's the topic of the next lesson. Let's use the example that is here, that is industrial revolution. And you have a context field. So here, what can you put in the context? So in the context, you can say, oh, like how it says in the example, I need to cover from the Industrial Revolution to the Cold War, or I need to cover from this topic and then go into this topic and this, or I don't know. I want to start with a review of this topic that we already covered in the last month, and then I want to go with this. I don't know. Here you can put a bit of context, something brief about what you're expecting from the planning. That's not mandatory, so no worries. And then I'm going to hit create. And here I'm going to start with my month, my planning of the month. Okay. Okay, that was fast. Amazing. Now I have my planning here. So we have all the topics you will see. We have the down of the machine age, life in the Victorian era, so society transform, the human impact of industry, and we have all the topics of the month until we have the enduring legacy of industrialization. That is going to be the last lesson. And here you have a short description of what we're going to cover in each of these lessons. All right. And then you have also the dates. So when we're going to teach each of the lessons, if you want to change it, like, oh, I'm actually want to first teach children in revolution of the revolution, and then I want to teach innovators and inventions. That is like, and so I just grab it and put it on top, and it will be all adjusted. The dates will be adjusted. You can also change the dates if you want. You can also change here all of these text, also the description, and it will be done. Then you just hit on download and save. Why download? Because it's going to download you a document just like this one, where it has all the dates. It will have your name. It will have the description, and you can print it out if you need to give it to a supervisor, if you want to have it on like a notebook printed for, because maybe you prefer paper. Well, you can also have it, but this will be also saved here in your calendar. So you have everything in your calendar. So take a look. I have here the down of the machine age learning. I have other lessons that I did from another planning, but I have this one, society transform. We have children of the revolution. So I have here everything with the dates, and you can change it. This will be here located in my lessons. So here you can organize all of your lessons. Okay, so now we have the planning. We know we're going to teach in the next month, but we want to do like the games. We're going to have games in these lessons. So let's choose. Here you can choose any of the of the topics. So probably you're going to choose like the closest one. But from here that you have the topic of each lesson, now you can create the lesson planning and all the materials that is going to be in each of the lessons. Okay, so we're going to go with that. And I'm going to choose, let's go with this one, the human impact of industry. And so you click, that is like white, now it will be white. Just click here on the title and click on create lesson. Okay, and now I have it. I have already the topic. I can choose the subject, that it was history, and I can choose the methodology. So as I was telling you, as Teachy is a platform, it's a workspace that is already planned for teachers, that is designed for teachers. You already have these methodologies. You need to do a huge prompt to get a good active learning lesson plan. You just need to choose active learning. So we have these two learning that we were sharing at the beginning. So lecture-based learning, that is the most classical one, the traditional one, where students are going to be we as teachers are going to be giving them a lecture, explaining like the content, maybe from a PowerPoint, but it's mostly a presentation. And the student mostly is going to take notes. Active learning, where we switch a little bit these roles, and the teacher is going to be more of a facilitator, and so we can have this like gamification. We can have also project-based learning, different types of techniques. And then we have social emotional learning. Let me know if you have used social emotional learning. I love it, but it's when besides of wanting to explain like the content, like students learning it, we also want to develop other skills related to social emotional learning, like soft skills, like teamwork and collaboration. So we're going to focus on empathy too. We're going to focus also on using the content to develop other skills. We have practical learning that if you work with high school students or with college students, I think you might like this because practical learning is tied up on how the what we are learning in the classroom is also connected with the industry, with like the business, the with businesses, with like everything that goes outside school, especially like the professional market. And then we have Teachy's interactive learning that is mostly focused on digital learning. So we're going to have maybe activities regarding social media, that connect the topic with social media, with different technologies. So this might be also really interesting for your classroom. I'm going to go with active learning. And here we have a little bit of lesson context that is optional. And here you can add up more things about your classroom, about what your students like, what you want to develop here. You can put a little bit of context here. Doesn't have to be super long. You just click on confirm and we go to personalized lesson with AI. And here we're going to create our lesson. And it's going to create to wait. We're gonna wait just a few minutes. And then when we have our actual lesson planning, we're gonna go now to build our games inside this lesson. So let's do it inside the context of the lesson. I want to take a look here at the chat. Oh, I see that some teachers started to use it. Nada says, I recently started using it. That's great to see there. And if it's your first time using Teachy, no worries. We had other trainings in the previous weeks on Thursdays. So if you go to the Facebook or to the YouTube channel, to our Facebook profile or YouTube channel, then you're going to be able to check the previous trainings. There are also some short videos that you can check out. So just in case you're first time using Teachy, we have here, if you haven't created your profile, you can do it here on Teachy.ai. I'm going to put it in the chat in case it's your first time and you don't have yet here your free account. You can use it. And let's go. So, okay, I have my targeting skills. These are specific from the curricula of the United States, but you will have something adapted to your own curricula. We have the learning objectives for the Industrial Revolution, and we already have a pre-study. So lessons inside Teachy are going to be divided in the moments of the classroom. So besides the objectives, we also have the pre-study that suggests having the students watching a video here that we already have it. It's here for us, the video, and a book chapter that students can take a look before the lesson. The idea when we do active learning is that ideally students can do the reading part before coming to school. I know that's not always possible, but if you are able to do that, it's great that students can have a bit of pre-reading before joining. It can be a video, it can be just like chapter book that is super short, like it's not a lot, but it talks about the Industrial Revolution and specifically the societal part that is we're going to take a look in this lesson. So we have here the content is done. We can send it to the students. That's ready. We have the presentation here that suggests that the teacher starts explaining what are the main changes that happen because of the Industrial Revolution. And here it will suggest you like one of the topics, the tools you can use. So like slide presentation. And you just hit here and go to create. Then we have the engagement moment. So we have this moment where after presenting, we can ask the students some questions about what they understood. And we have questions like, imagine you live in a small farming village before the Industrial Revolution. How do you think your life, work, and community will change if a large factory suddenly opened nearby? Okay, so they can put themselves in the place of those people that they are learning about. And then we have extra ideas of engagement. Like you can do some of these questions, and then we have some extra ideas. So here's where we're going to start putting some games. Okay, let's get started. It's going to suggest us two tools. One is that we can create riddles about a significant invention, or that we can use crosswords to create a quick crossword puzzle featuring vocabulary related to societal structure, daily life, or living conditions during the this transformative period. And then this can be as a brief warm up activity. So let's start with our first game. And this is going to be so easy. That is a crossword. I love crossword. It's super simple. We can print that out. We can do a little competition. We can have them working in teams. Like there's a lot we can do from crosswords. You just it's super simple. Just click here on create. Let's go. And we can choose how many hints and words we want. I'm just going to pick 10. Here you have already the words, like from the title of the lesson, but you can change it up if you want. And I'm going to hit here on this like little arrow. And what that's going to do is the AI is going to fill out the words and the hints. If you want, you can fill it out manually, but that's going to take a while. And the idea here is that we can save some time. So let's use it, and maybe you can make some changes from here if you need to. But you will see we have industrialization, and we have the hint. We have urbanization. It says the rapid growth of cities and people moved from rural areas seeking factory jobs. We have factory, we have labor. We have all the tools that are related to our topic, and then we just hit on generate. And here's our first game. Take a look. It was super fast. We have already done our first game, and we have here, okay, the crossword itself, and then we have the clues for the student, horizontal and vertical, and here they have the answer. If you say, no, Sol, I don't want the students to have the answers, no worries. You can just go here in the right and click here on show answer. You click it and you hide the answer. Super simple. You can download it here if you want. Everything on Teachy can be edited, can be downloaded, so you can put your own teaching style on it. And now that we have it, we just have to save it inside the lesson. But take a look, it was super fast. Okay, let's go here on add to lesson here. And now we'll have it here. Let's take a look. All right, so here now I have it. So take a look. I already have questions I can ask to my students, and then I can ask a game. So that's the first game. Take a look at this simple structure. Students do a pre-reading. Maybe they watch a video at home. They read a bit of this chapter book. If that's not possible, maybe you can put the video at the beginning of the lesson. But if they can do it beforehand, amazing. Then you do your presentation. You explain a little bit of the Industrial Revolution or any topic. And then let's go to the moment of engaging the students. So we can ask them some questions about, and it's not like, what do you understand? We have questions that are going to make them reflect. So like the one that I was reading, or this one that is the Industrial Revolution led to many people moving from farms to cities for work. What challenges do you think they faced in these new urban environments, and how might their daily routines have shifted? And it's not like, what do you like? Tell me 5 facts about the Industrial Revolution. It's like, oh, how do you think this happened? We can have students reflecting. And then we can give them this crossword that is a game. It's a type of game. They can do it in pairs. They can do it in groups. They can do a competition. They can do it just like one-on-one. And here we can see how much they understood from what we share. So it's not like an exam. It's just like a fun game that they can try to test themselves about how much they learn about the topic. So that's the first game. Super easy, just a crossword, print it out. Amazing. Let's go now. Let's continue taking a look here. We can also have some whiteboard write-up tip. Whiteboard write-ups. So here you have some ideas of what you can write in the whiteboard. You can draw some simple diagrams. You can map out case effects relationships. So it will suggest you how you can use the whiteboard. And here you can also use a vocabulary list that you can give to students. We also have an activity. So we have already an activity that is here. So this is another option that we can do this project with the student, like this class activity, but we're going on games. So I just want to show you what you have here, but I want to focus on games today. Oh, I'm even going to share with you this lesson in case you want to check it out. I'm going to put it in the chat. And I'm creating about the Industrial Revolution, but you can do it on like any topic you want. You can do it. So there were some English teachers. You can do it about English. If you teach art, if you teach high school, if you teach elementary school, whatever, you can use this same tool. I'm just having this one as an example. I share with you the link of the lesson in the chat that I'm using in case you want to check it out in your profile. Let's go with a new game, okay? So here is going to suggest us, like you already give us a project where it's like, no, I want to do something different. You have a game tool. So you just want to hit create, and we're going to create a new game for our students. Here you can put the subject. There's going to be history. You can choose the grade. Let's do a 7th grade. We have the topic. And well, you can choose what are the outcomes and the learning objectives. And you can put here the game description. So if you already have an idea, like maybe I want this to be a questions and answers game, or I want it to be a board game, or I want it to be something that we can play outside or inside, or like using our laptops, whatever, you can put it here. So Teachy can be based on the ideas that you have, or you can just leave it blank. And if sometimes you're like, I have no idea what to put in these fields, no worries. You can click here in these like little sparkles and click on AI ideas. And it will already fill out something for you that maybe you take a look and you're like, oh, amazing. This is exactly what I wanted. Or maybe it will give you some ideas and you can write up your own thing from there. But no worries, all of these fields are optional. So you can also leave it blank and Teacher will give you a suggestion. Even if you don't write up anything. We just need the grade and the topic. So Teacher is suggesting me these games that says students will simulate factory work in the Industrial Revolution. They will use markers and papers to track production of goods, experiencing the division of labor and efficiency gains, but also the repetitive and potentially dehumanizing aspect of factory jobs. The game highlights the transformation of society and the human impact of industry. That is exactly the topic that we are working. Oh, also, it's important. If you want, you can also attach a file to create any material that you're doing here, you're using on Teachy. You can also attach your own file if you want. So we just hit generate, and now we're going to build this game for our classroom. So we're doing our second game, okay? And no worries, we're going to do more games now. So we did crossword, now we're doing these games. And let's see, we have the factory frenzy. And we have the learning objectives that says that students will understand the division of labor, increase efficiency in factories, and the potential monetary of factory work during the Industrial Revolution. We have the materials, so we need a whiteboard or large paper, markers, and scrap paper, one for each student. And we have to divide the class into factory teams. So we have 4 or 5 students. Each of them will produce widgets, will be represented by a simple drawing on scrap paper. So it doesn't has to be super complicated, we just need to grab some paper and write down like a widget. And that would be it. And it says there are 2 types of production phases. We have the individual craftsmanship, where each student individually completes all steps to create one widget. And then we have the second one, that is the factory assembly line, where each student is assigned a specific task that they need to do. And maybe it's drawing the base, adding a line, coloring in. Okay, so they just need to write, like trying to draw like whatever tool they have. So maybe, I don't know, one of them has a hammer, one of them will have a flower. Like it can be whatever. It doesn't have to be like factory related. but they have to build something while they write it, and they need to experience the two types. One where each of them is going to draw the hammer, and then another one where each of them will write like a part of the hammer, for example. We say, okay, track the number of widgets produced by each team in each phase on the whiteboard. And we have the factory managers, chosen students or the teachers, and we'll introduce the disruptions. Example, machine breakdown, one of the members out for 1 minute, material shortage, no coloring for 30 seconds. So we have like some of these disruptions that the factory manager are going to introduce. So they can say, oh, we are out of material, so no one, like this team member cannot draw for a minute. You know, and we have the step-by-step description. And the teacher will briefly explain the Industrial Revolution and factory work, mentioning key changes like specialized labor and mass production, that we already teach them in the beginning of the class. Then we have the teams, and first they will have the individual craftsmanships, and then we will do the factory assembly line. And we record the production, so we need to keep track of how many widgets they are producing, and then we'll calculate the production rates. And at the end, the one that products the more is going to win. But we need to emphasize the differences between quality of life, like the monotony versus the efficiency. And at the end, we have a wrap up. We have some questions we can ask our students. But take a look. This is super simple. We just need like the whiteboard, markers, and scrap paper, so they can draw whatever tool they are supposed to build in the factory. But it's a fun way where we are having them experiencing how it was such like impactful, this change between like the craftsmanship and the industrial, like the production line, because they're going to experience it by themselves, and they are going to see how many more tools they can build, maybe also how much boring it is for the person who is doing it, so they can experience on first hand. And it's like a super simple and fun game that Teachy just gave us the idea. I loved it. And there's another game. So we have the innovation game, where students will understand the key innovations of the Industrial Revolution and blah, 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 blah. This also doesn't have many materials, so whiteboard, markers, and scrap paper. And we need to divide them in inventor teams. And the games consist in 2 rounds. We have invention round and impact round. So they need to, each team will draw a random invention card, pre-written on slip of paper, like steam engine, cotton gin, power bloom, telegraph. And they have a limited time to brainstorm and write down what that invention does. And then on the impact round, each team brainstorms and lists the positives and negative impacts of their assigned invention on society. And they need to present it. Okay, so they can deep dive on one of these inventions and see what are the impacts that it has, both positive and negatives, in the society. And we have the step-by-step, the scoring, the wrap-up and reflection. So take a look. In just 1 minute, we already have these super cool games that we can do in the classroom. We can have students move a little bit, they don't have to be sitting down all the time, and they can actually be experiencing what we share already, maybe in the presentation, of these huge changes that Industrial Revolution brought up in the workforce. They can actually experience it with this simple game of drawing. And I'm sure this is something that is going to be stuck in their mind when we ask them afterwards in a test, in a few weeks, what are the changes that the Industrial Revolution brought to society? What are the impacts? They're probably going to remember about this game, and they were drawing the widgets in the line. Okay, so we have these games, and I was sharing with you, I'm doing about Industrial Revolution, but you can do it about anything. We could do it about pronouns or like common nouns, or we can do it about like the water cycle. Like we can do about any topic. This is just like an example. Let's add it to our lesson, like we were doing, so we can have everything organized. We now have like our monthly plan, and we also have all the objectives, the pre-study, like the materials. We have the games, we have the activities, we have the wrap-ups, we have like the prompt questions. Everything is here in one place. And at the end, we also have a project that students can do. We also have a project checklist, like some questions that students can use to self-review themselves. So there's so much. There's a summary too. With also extra materials. Amazing. Well, there's so much we can get here. Okay, so we already did 2 games. Well, 3 games technically, but we use the crossword tool, and then we use the educational games tool to create the games. Let's go with another type of game. I'm going to come back now to the home to show you also where you can find the tools. Oh, and let me explain it just briefly. As I was sharing with you at the beginning, I'm using the free version of Teachy. All this time, I've been using the free version. And if you want to use it for free, the only thing that you can need to do is to collect credits. And what are the credits going to do? The credits will allow us to create slides, planning, games, everything we were doing on Teachy for free. So every day you will gain 200 credits. You will see here, this is really important. Please listen up at this moment. Here in the top right corner, you're going to see this yellow button that says plus 200. You're just going to click it. And yeah, now you have 200 credits that you can claim daily. Every day you can claim them. No worries. You just need to come and click there. It's super simple. And with that, you can use it for free. Just click on I'll return tomorrow. And here in the top right corner, you can see how many credits you have. Approximately each of the tools is going to consume like 100 credits. Like this lesson plan tool is 100 credits. When we create a lesson like the one I just did, you can also create here lessons. New lesson is going to be 150 credits. You will see it always before clicking on generate. But you can come here every day and claim your 200 credits. You can also hit here also at the left where it says increase your limit, and you can check here all the details. Here you have the daily reward that we have already claimed it. You can also refer a friend. So if a friend wants to create a Teachy account, send them your link, because if they create an account with your link, you're going to gain 600 credits. So don't forget. And also, if you share lessons, if you share materials with other teachers, you're also going to gain credits. Moment for the water. So yeah, so you can use Teachy for free. That's how you can do it. Each day you come back, you claim your 200 credits, and you can use Teachy for free. Let's continue with the games, okay? So we use these educational games tool to create the game that we were sharing. We did the crossword, but there are more games we can build here on Teachy. So here you will have access to all of the tools. Just click here on all AI tools. And here you have, there's so much here. So you will see here at the left, you have a filter. We have planning, we have lesson preparation, we have student engagement. So you have many tools you can use here that we can build, as you can see. But I'm going to click here on activity sheets so we can create other types of games. So you will see here you have different activity sheets that you can use with your students. So we have, for example, math activities. These are like activities that are ready to print. So you can do like these clock activities where students need to write down the times. We have also to color the fraction, missing numbers, equations. We have to greater, less, or equal. Different activities. We have also for spelling activities that you can print and give out to your students. And these are just like ready to print. But today there are many here. We have the crossword that we already used. but I'm going to go with the interactive educational games because it's like the topic of this training. Um, Here we have different games. So we have Sudoku, we have Maze, we have Connecting the Dots. But I'm going to focus now. We have the memory game. I think that's really fun. We have the which is the odd one out. So students need to see which one doesn't. It should not be on the line. We have puzzle. We have educational bingo. And let's do the bingo. I love bingo. You just click like on the option you want, and then you're going to go down, and here you can choose what are the number of cards. So I'm going to say like 10 cards. We can choose the size that we're going to print. I'm going to say a medium. And here you can choose what is the topic. So we can say either like fruits and vegetables, we can do food, we can do transportation, we can do astronomy, we can do weather, we can do shapes. So this is another way we can bring games for our students. So let's say, for example, let's see, if you are teaching, for example, about environment, maybe you want to do one about animals. So let's do a one about animals, and let's click on generate. And here you can use it. You can use the game in different ways. Here's an idea of how you can use this bingo. So we're going, if imagine, let's imagine we're giving a lesson on ecosystems, okay? And we're learning about different ecosystems around the world or the ecosystems in our country. So we're going to have here a bingo with different animals. So maybe we can play bingo like a normal bingo where we say, oh, like let's say, what do we have? Parrot. We have giraffe. We have penguin. We have panda. Okay, so we can play normally like panda, and everyone that got panda, they cross it. But another option, if you want to put it like an extra level of difficulty, this maybe might vary depending of your classroom, depending on which grade you're teaching. But something you can do is like, okay, I say panda, and then you need to tell me in what environment, what kind of ecosystem the panda lives in order to gain a point. That's an option. So we can add a layer of complexity to this game. So these are like tools. These are tools that we can give it our own vibe. And we could even come back to the tool that we had, the educational games tool, and say like, oh, so just a game where we use a bingo with animals, and the AI will give you different variations of how you can use this bingo. But also you can just use it like a normal bingo and play with your classroom. So this is something fun. If you are teaching your students about animals, then you can just do a bingo and see how many animals they can recognize. If you are teaching younger students, that can be great. If you are teaching, or if you are a language teacher, that can be also be fun. If you are teaching them about animals in English, in Spanish, in like German, in Japanese, like whatever, you can also use this game and see how many animals they can recognize, they can understand, and they are going to be playing. So I'm sure they will be paying attention because they will want to win. And we did it like super quickly. And now we can add it to our lesson if you want. So if you already have your lesson about ecosystems, about vocabulary on animals in Spanish, you can add it to your lesson and have it all organized. So you can put your slides, you can put the exam, you can add a summary, like everything. You can do it on Teachy and have it all together in one place. But you can also download it, so you can print it out, you can send it to your students, you can share it with other teachers too. If you have other teachers that are like, oh, I want that bingo, please send it out to me, you can send it the link and they will download it. Amazing. So we already thought we have 3 games. Please, if you let me know here in the chat, do you like it? Will you try this? Are you going to create your own bingo? Just put it here in the chat. You can put also a like. If you're shy, don't want to put in the chat, put a like here on the video. But I would love to know what you think. If you like it, if you're going to try out any of these tools, if you have any questions, put it here for me in the chat. And here I'm choosing random subjects and topics, but I was always sharing. You can adapt this to your classroom, to the topic that you're teaching. Um, and let's see. Let me see. Oh, here's a game. If you have a printed game that you have used previously and want to make updated or differential versions for different level learners, is that possible? Uh, so like when you create the game inside Teachy, it will say like in the same format that you did it at the beginning. So what you can do is create a new game. So that's what you can do. We could come back here to interactive educational games, and you're like, oh, I already have a bingo, but now I want to do it for 20 cards instead of 10. You will need to create a new one about the same subject or any subject that you want. So if you're using these templates from Teachy, then you need to create one if you want to use it. If you want to use different type of games with different topics for different levels, you will need to create a different one for each. If when we are talking about these ones, the interactive educational games. I want to show you here. I'm glad to hear us. I'm glad that you're liking the presentation, teacher. Uh, let's see. I want to show you one last game that for me, this is a great game for students to review by themselves. So you can send this at homework so you can continue the gamification, the gamification of the classroom outside. And it's the flashcards. So here you will see flashcards. If you don't find it, you can go to all AI tools and you can look for flashcard, and we were going to find it. Let's see, but you can find it here. Let's go. Here you can choose the topic of the flashcards, and you can help these to like boost active recall, so like they can recall the learning. Or maybe if you have also students who are like already advanced on the topic, and you're like, oh, I want to give them something to practice at home so they can review other topics that we're going to teach in the future, but they already can start learning about it. You can use this tool, and we can use the AI ideas. Oh, look! Algebra vocabulary in Spanish. That's really specific. Let's see. We can choose algebraic equation 7th grade. We have different options. Let's go with this one. You can choose how many flashcards you want. You can choose 5, you can choose 20, you can choose 30. We're going to go with 5 so we can make it easier. Let's go with like a 11th grade. And here you can also attach files. So maybe if you have a book chapter, a summary of the topic, and you want the flashcards to be based on that material, just attach the file and teacher will do it for you. Then you just click on generate, and you can send the flashcards to your students inside Teachy so they can practice at home. You can also put it in the classroom if you if you have a projector, a TV, you can put it and you can play together with the flashcards. But I think it's really fun to send it to students outside so they can prepare for an exam and they can like review other topics. And we're going to hit play so I can show you how this looks. So this is how the student is going to see it. So the idea is that the student is going to auto-evaluate themselves. It's going to be a self-assessment. So we have the question, and it says, what is the goal when solving an algebraic equation? And here the idea is that the students can think about the questions on their own because this can help them to practice. And we have the answer. It says to isolate the variables on the side of the equation to determine its value. And here the students can do an auto-assessment. So like, I got it right, or I wasn't sure. Yeah. And here it says, explain the principles of inverse operations and give an example how it's used to solve an equation. The student's going to answer, and here it already has the solution. And I can say, oh, I wasn't sure. And here we have different questions. We can go on. We have also an equation that the student can solve, so like a little exercise. And we have the answer and why that's the correct answer. And oh, I got it right. And we have here a final question. It says, yeah, and the student can play again as many times as they want. And you will have this in your materials. You can go here on my materials, and you're going to find here the flashcards, and you can edit them. Let's see, you can go and edit content, and here you can see the cards, so we have the cards, the question and the answer, and you can hit on add card and add a new card if you want. But it's really simple, and it's a way in which we can help students to practice by their own in a little like game like activity. So this is like a last like bonus track I wanted to show you, that it's not exactly a game, but it has like this game vibe that students can do outside the classroom or like with their own devices. And the good thing is that this is a self-assessment, and you can send it to your students here. And the good thing is that then when you send it to your students, they're going to create an account on Teachy. And when they create an account, you can actually see their self-assessment. So if, for example, listen to your students, you can hit here on create a new class. You can here put the name, the subject, the grade. And when you send it to your students, they're going to create an account, and they can have access to studying tools, and you can see how they use it. So you can see how many students use the flashcards, how was their self-assessment, if they say that they got it, if they say they didn't got it. So you can follow up after you send it to them. So I want to show you this like little bonus track of games. So we did all of these games. We did the crossword. We did the other games with the educational games. We did the bingo, and now we did the flashcards. And there are here just some of the tools I've been sharing with you. Teachy has more than 60 tools, so there's way more you can do. And it says now this is full of creativity. Yeah, try it out, please. I will try the crossword. I think so. If they are, yes, what you can do is using here the educational games tool. Here, the educational games one, and here you can attach files. So if you already have, I don't know, a board game, and you have all the instructions of these games that you did for your like elementary school students, and you want to adapt it to high school students, you can attach the file here. That's what you can do if you want to get games that you already have and adapt it. Oh, and here I love what you're sharing, that games are suited for lower grades and there are no games for high school students. So we are working on that. So if you are a high school teacher and you're like, I would love to have this type of game for my high school students, drop it in the chat, and we'll probably make it happen. We'll probably make it happen. There are some games that you can use. So this one, the educational games, these are great for high school students. So you can use this one. The crosswords are great. The flashcards are great for high school students. So if you teach high school, I recommend these tools: the educational games tools, the flashcards, the crosswords. But if you have ideas, please let me know. Please let me know, because we are listening, and we want to add more games focused on high school. So drop it in the chat or send it to me. I saw Mira was saying that she received the certificate of last week. I think we didn't send it yet. We didn't send it yet. But if at some point you're not finding your certificate, or you have any questions, or there's something that is not working as you expecting, no worries. Teachy has a support team, and you can reach out at any point here on the platform. Just go here in the bottom right corner, where it has this question mark. And here you have all the frequently asked questions. So if you're like, I don't know how to create a lesson plan, I don't know how to create slides, whatever, we have these here some FAQs, and you also have the link to chat with the team directly inside the platform or through WhatsApp. So please feel free to reach out also if you have any questions. If you have suggestions like the games for high school, send it our way, please. And we'll be here answering you and supporting you. So please reach out. Amazing. Let's go go to the certificate part, really important. So I'm going to share with you a link in the chat. I haven't shared it yet. Don't panic. I'll share it in a minute. But I'm going to send it to you, like the certificate. I'm going to send it to you inside Teachy. So please, when you're going to fill out the form, fill out the same email that you use in your Teachy account. So please put the exact same email. If you're not sure which email you use to fill out to log in on Teachy, go here on the top right corner and you will see here, you'll see your email. So please put the same email that you use to log in, so then I can add the certificate to your profile. You will see here where it says my profile, and here you're going to have your achievements bar. Here I'm going to add your certificate as an achievement, and you will see it says like something like, yeah, I think AI master, and then you're going to be able to download certificate. You will have your name and etc. So please fill out the form. Before I share the form with you, I just want to remind you all that you can use Teachy for free. All this time I've been using Teachy in the free version. You just need to log in and claim your 200 credits every day. If you share Teachy with other teachers, you also gain credits. So there are a lot of ways where you can use Teachy for free. If you want to use it even more, and I'm like, I don't want to go claiming credits. I want to create so many games and grade and plan my semester on Teachy. Then if you want, you can also access unlimited credits. That's also an option. Just click here on subscribe to premium, and the difference with the premium is that you have access to all the tools available, but unlimitedly. So you need to worry about claiming your credits. You will see here we have a plan. It has an annual plan that has a discount. I will share the link with you in the chat, and you will have it here. We have here you can subscribe if you want the premium version. You can subscribe to an annual plan that, as I was sharing, has a discount and it will last for 12 months, so like a full year. Or then you can also subscribe to a monthly plan that is similar to like a Netflix subscription. You just click here and you will renew each month. This is up to you. You can also use the free version. You can test the free version, see if it makes sense for you. I just want to show you options. Before we go, I see that here Omar was sharing that if we can change the certificate name. Okay, so if you got your certificate on Teachy and it doesn't have the name that you wanted, probably it's because that's the name that you have registered on the app, like on the platform, because that's the name we grabbed. So if you're like, no, I wanted this other type of name because I put like a nickname, you just go here on settings, click on settings, and here you can change your name directly in the platform, and this will be reflected on the certificate. So there's no need from someone from Teachy to make any changes. You can do it by yourself. Just go here and go to public name and first name. Just update it there. Put the name that you want to have on the certificate. You update it here, and it's going to be reflected. So no worries. You just go to your profile, and you can change the name that's on the certificate if you need to. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here until the end. I'm going to share with you the link of the certificate in the chat. Please fill it out. Fill it out, and you're going to receive it in your profile in up to 10 days. So that's maybe if you were here last week, we haven't sent it yet. Probably we're going to send the both together. That's easier for us. But you're going to receive it in up to 10 days. And yeah, if it's your first time and if you like this training, we have more trainings here in the channel. So just like go here on Teachy Education, and you can go to streams, and you will find all of the videos of the streams of the trainings I've been doing in the previous weeks. You can also, let me just be here on the big screen. You can check it out. We also have some short videos. But yeah, let me know what are your thoughts. I hope this was helpful. If you use these crosswords, send me a picture. We have a WhatsApp group also that is available on the certificate. But let me know. Send me a picture of like, oh, so I did this game, I did this bingo, I did this crossword. I would love to see it like on in your classroom. So send me a picture. And yeah, let me know what topics you would like in the following trainings. I hope you liked it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to fill out the certificate. As I was telling you, if you have any specific questions that maybe I wasn't able to answer or that you had, you're going to have later on, go there on Teachy, click on the question mark in the page at the top, no, sorry, the bottom right corner, and you can chat with our support team, and we will help you as much as we can. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here in your free time, learning with us about active methodologies, about AI. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope I see you in a future training or in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Have a great day. Bye bye.